Hey guys, this is Comic and today I'm talking about the penultimate episode of the Runaways. So let's start talking about this episode. Now finally we get to see the Runaways kind of being the center of the episode again, because previously it really was more about the parents, but now we're seeing a lot of their storylines come to a head, especially the romantic storylines and their fight against their parents. So Molly does come back to the team because obviously she was separated by the last episode, and she shows the tape of her parents. The episode opens up with the flashback of how her parents died. Molly seeing, yes, her parents were bad, but it goes back to this kind of gray area of what is bad and good, and them trying to help their daughter and giving them information. And obviously this helps them figure out that their parents want to destroy LA pretty much. And they forget about turning in their parents. They just want to save LA. They want to save their home. So they go to the homecoming dance as a cover-up, saying, hey, we're normal teens, and this is kind of their last normal teen event as they go up against their parents. There are some really great character moments here, a lot of storylines, like I said, that finally come to a head, especially with the romances. You do get to see Gert and Chase hook up in this episode, and then Gert kind of deny it by the end, which I feel like is very much her character. I like that she really describes how she feels to Chase, and Chase kind of noticing his feelings for Gert also, after he realizes that Carolina probably doesn't like him. And I do hate to make it seem like, oh, well, because he didn't get Carolina, he's like, oh, now I can go to Gert. Just because I do feel like some of that was rushed, because it is the 9th episode. Kind of wish in previous episodes that they showed the Chase and Gert relationship a little bit more, instead of just focusing on the Carolina and Chase stuff. But moving on to Carolina and Nico, finally, you know, a big portion of her arc and a big portion of the show was Carolina figuring out her identity and figuring out her sexuality. And really with this episode, not really with words, but when she kisses Nico, she's finally able to embrace who she is. And it was a very well done scene, and hopefully we get to see more of the Nico Carolina stuff in the next episode. But it's also a shame that you don't actually get to see him talk about it, because you don't really know how Nico feels. Definitely because of the comic books, you know that Nico, in the end, does kind of reject Carolina, and that's how Xavier comes into the picture. So I wonder if the show is going to go a different direction. Will Nico and Carolina actually be in a relationship, or will it kind of be the same thing, except Carolina actually got to kiss Nico in the show? So I'm very curious to see where that goes. Hopefully we get answers in the next episode, but because we had so much going on with the parents and the kids, we don't really get a complete answer between Nico and Carolina, because right after that scene, they really go right into the action. But both scenes I thought were really well done. And finally, it's kind of a finally moment of like, oh, okay, these are relationships we wanted. So hopefully they do wrap up well with that next episode, though. I think it would be a shame if those are kind of left on the cliffhanger, especially the Nico and Carolina storyline. And we get to see, again, the parents and the kids finally go up against each other and kind of seeing their true selves. They know that the kids know, and the kids show their abilities. And it's interesting that Carolina's mom is probably not an alien, so that definitely changes up the origins from the comics, and it's just Julian who is probably part of this alien race, because the mother is not surprised by Carolina being alien, but she's like, oh, I didn't know. So obviously she wasn't an alien herself. So I think that's kind of cool, kind of changing stuff up with that. And then again, just showing all their abilities by the end, and finally the fight we all wanted, and the portion of them actually running away. You know what I really liked about this episode? It's very much a goodbye to their old lives and embracing each other. It's them going to the homecoming dance with each other, kind of protecting each other, figuring out their relationships and saying, hey, we are a family. And that's always been the point of Runaways, is kind of this found family they have after their parents are jerks. Even Carolina's dad, you think, oh, he's going to be on their side, but of course, all parents are jerks here, even if they're not trying to be a jerk. And that's kind of what's interesting about the TV show compared to the comics, because the comics, they wanted to be jerks, but here there's this kind of messy gray area, which is so interesting with the show. So very excited for the showdown, excited to see where these storylines kind of end this season. I thought it was a pretty well done penultimate episode, but let me know in the comments below, what did you think? This is Comic You Know. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there are links for my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter, and don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.